Oh, hello, and welcome to my quarantine kitchen. At the end of the last video, I said I needed to take a shower, and I still do. But I thought I would do some prep work because I'm gonna be making some zucchini and red lentil fritters. And it does take some time, they gotta sit for a little bit. So I thought I would take care of that before I go wash my dirty bits. So, in order to make zucchini and red lentil fritters, you're going to need a cup of red lentils. You're going to need two small zucchini or one big zucchini. We're going to chop some stuff up. We're going to start the chopping later. Half of an onion, some turmeric, and some cayenne pepper, salt, and some fresh parsley. So first, take 1 cup of red lentils, dump them into a bowl, and cover them with 2 cups of water. What we're doing is we're getting them nice and plumped up because this is going to be the binding agent in our fritters. Then you're going to take your zucchini and either using a mandolin, which is one of the scariest kitchen items ever. So if you don't have one or have never used one, don't do it now. There's a medical emergency happening. We don't need you going to the hospital with your cut hands. But you're gonna cut your zucchini in about like 3-inch little long lengths. And then just take your knife and cut them into about 1/4 of an inch wide little planks. Right there. Stack them on top of each other. And then cut them into 1/4 inch strips. That. All right, you get the idea. Do that with either 2 like small zucchini or 1 medium to large zucchini. Then you're gonna take your onion, half it right through the root end, take the skin off, and then actually we're gonna chop that root end off, and then do the same thing and make about 1/4 inch long slices. You get the picture. Then put it into a fine mesh sieve like this, and then sprinkle it with 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and then give that all a toss. What we're doing here is the salt is going to take out all of the moisture from this, or not all of it, but a lot of it. So we'll have nice crispy fritters when we're done. So I'm going to finish chopping these. I'm going to let these soak for at least an hour, maybe up to 2 hours, and we're going to let the vegetables sit and drain in the salt until about a tablespoon worth of liquid has come to the bottom. All right, and then we're going to move on. Fritters. Oh my God, y'all, I took a shower, I shaved, it feels so good. If you haven't showered, do it. You'll feel so much better. And in the meantime, my zucchini and onions have all drained and they've gotten all wilty. And I put them on my handy dandy stripper towel. Hey, pole dancer, trying to save on paper towels. So you're just gonna wanna get all of the moisture out of this. Because again, the drier that your veggies are, the crispier our fritters are going to be. So, they're gonna dry over here. I've got my cup of red lentils that have been soaking. They've gotten nice and plumped up. And I'm gonna dump them into a food processor. God bless this food processor. I think it was like, it was Jerry's mom, who was the loveliest human being on the planet. And I think this might even been the very first food processor ever. That's what we're working with. So if you want to send me a food processor, let me know. Okay, so we've got our lentils in here with the food processor. We're going to take a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. dump that in. 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. Dump that in. And we're gonna put a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Remember, we've already salted these. They tend to be a little salty, so go easy on it. So like, yeah, about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then we're just gonna process this till it starts looking like a big old paste. And you're gonna wanna scrape down the sides. If you don't have a food processor, I guess you could probably put it into a blender. But I might go a little too far. It's nice and pasty-like. Okay, now you're gonna take your mashed up lentils, drop them in a bowl. Along with your zucchini and onions. Thank you, Stripper Man, for all of your absorbency. You're welcome. Some parsley. It's about a cup of chopped parsley. Final thing to go in, lemon zest. People think like, oh, it's a peel. No, but this is actually where a lot of your flavor is coming in because of the essential oils that are inside there. So, if you've got a microplane, use this. If you don't have a microplane, it's a little bit more of a pain in the butt, but you can use a vegetable peeler and scrape off things of lemon and then chop it up very, very finely and put that in there. Now we're just gonna give this a stir around to make sure everything is incorporated. Kind of want to make sure that everything gets moved around because it looks like if there's a lot of veg in here, that's fine. Just want to make sure that the beans, the lentils themselves, the legumes are equally distributed throughout into a homogeneous mixture. Yeah. Okay, now everything's mixed up and you're gonna take a 1/4 cup of the mixture and you're gonna drop it into get a cast iron skillet, get it hot and put in about 1/4 cup of vegetable oil or ghee if you have it. But who's got ghee laying around? If you do, I wanna come over to your house. So you're gonna put in a 1/4 cup and do about 4 at a time. So you'll dump it in and then mash it down with a spatula to make it flat. Let them cook for about 3 minutes until they're golden brown. Flip them over to the other side and then let them dry on a wire rack. You should have about 12. So you wanna make sure you do this in batches because if you crowd the pan, it just steams as opposed to get crispy. We want crispy. So I'm gonna go fry them up and then it's time to eat. All right, kiddos, they are right off the stove. Look at them! Zucchini and red little fritters. What? We made them. So, you wanna make sure they're on a wire rack so they get crispy and they don't get soggy. You can either eat them just like this and keep it vegan with a nice salad or something. I like to make a sauce with like yogurt and lemon juice, maybe a little bit of shredded, like grated garlic in there, some sugar, salt, something like that. These are also awesome in the morning for breakfast with like an egg on top of it. So you can, I'm putting these in the fridge. So you can take them out, heat them up in a 300-degree oven because you don't want to fry them again until they're nice and warm, and then just put an egg on top and blam them. you got breakfast or you got dinner, whatever. And this is also really cheap. We're talking dried red lentils, zucchini, onions, parsley, oil. That's it. All right, so enjoy your zucchini and red lentil fritters. And as always, wash your gross hands.